Hey guys, I'm just here at the warehouse today reflecting on a couple of things. And we're using the streaming studios for Innovative Online Industries. It's one of the companies I work for. So they allow me to use this extra time to use their product and their equipment. And it's kind of nice of them. But we've been working on some stuff lately on our videos, barbecuing, and we did the auction. We ran up there to Friday Harbor and brought some stuff back. And my son went with me on an adventure to drop off that riding mower. And I think we got a lot more good stuff coming up, but it's just a time to reflect on some of the stuff we've been doing and what's coming up in the future. So I know that the mower went pretty smooth and everything. We're pretty fortunate on that. We're going to have a couple more videos on it as well because we're doing some upgrades, some maintenance, and other things. And it's always good to know how to do that, especially as a father or a husband or a dad. You're going to save a lot more money by putting in that extra time and energy and doing it yourself. Uh, and we don't always have the funds available, but usually we can squeeze out a little time somewhere. So we want to move those skills forward. I want to be able to teach the next generation some of the skills that I've learned from my parents, my father, my grandfather, and pass those on. Because if I die and don't pass that on, then um, it's a sad thing for all of the community that we don't pass on those skills. But it's not always just about loading pallets or tools or working on projects. It's also about building as men and fathers. I don't think there's a time in my life, even from childhood all the way up to where I am now, that we haven't tried to expand ourselves. I've always tried to learn something new or um, gain additional skills to better myself as a person, emotionally, spiritually, physically. I still need to work on more of it. I don't think anybody's ever been at a peak for any part of their life. And it's important that we continue to move forward and grow as a person and continue gaining skills because just because you're out of high school or college, then it's not a time to just stop and I'm good enough or things are fine. We can always work and improve. All right. One of the other things I'd like to talk about is the connection between physical work and raising a family. I don't think too many people at schools or educators talk about this connection, but work does teach us patience, discipline, sacrifice. As we work through our job and we learn to work under our bosses or around our coworkers or work with subordinates if we are further up into the chain, all of it are good tools as a father. It can teach us a lot of information. Every nail driven in, every thing you heavy lift, it helps us to emotionally work together with other people. It gives us that patience and perseverance with our kids. And as we get to the point where we are in a leadership position at work, it teaches us the things we need to help guide those below us, like our kids, so then they can succeed as well. I It's a bummer sometimes you see these families where once the man gets to a point, the father, he starts to act in a way that's domineering and it's my way or the highway. And I've always found that it's easier to get bees with honey than it is with lemons. So there's ways of compromising in certain aspects and to train somebody differently where they feel that they're a partner or that they're a coworker. They're working on an equal level ground to learn something, but you could still guide them in a way that they can actually learn something. And then it pulls down the barriers and the walls between the people so that we can all just grow together and help each other as a community, as a family, and move forward and use our strengths to give ourselves an advantage in this life. Because it seems like everything is a competition, and if we slow down or if we give up or if we put up walls and barriers, all we're doing is hurting ourselves. I think that a lot of people struggle sometimes to understand, or it might sound foreign for what I'm saying, uh, because a lot of young men, they never step into a place like this. They've never gotten taught by a dad how to work or how to lead. But we, as leaders, we need to give them access, not just to jobs, but to other people who care, leaders in the community, or in the local groups or in families that can help guide them in the right direction. I started Only Fathers because not everybody gets a dad, but everybody deserves a man who shows up. We're not perfect, we just try. And sometimes trying is the loudest love that a kid can hear. So it's really important that people see what we're doing, that we're just here to help. That's all we're trying to do. And we have a lot of experience. You'll see on these future videos, we'll actually be bringing in mentors and counselors and other fathers who have wonderful stories. And not every single one is going to click, but with enough people that come on, I think that almost every walk of life will be covered, because we all have a different story to tell, and everybody has a different way of looking at it. You could have 3 or 4 people in the same situation, but everybody brings something differently to the table when they repeat that story. A lot of people also don't understand that there's a lot of pressures as an adult to provide and to stay strong, to never break. And on the surface, it sounds great, but internally, there's a lot of struggles as an adult. We do break, but we break silently. That's why the community matters. That's why this channel matters. It's because we don't have to carry that alone. As a group, we can stay stronger and we can move forward and build each other up in those times that we do fall short. So whether you're a dad or a stepdad or a grandpa or a mentor or a coach, you are needed. Let's build each other up together. Let's build everything else afterwards. One job, one conversation, and one life at a time. This is Only Fathers. Thank you for being here. If you know somebody who wants to hear this, please subscribe and forward it on.